Hey guys, Gameboy38 Huntington once again, and my computer is currently in what I like to call the super temporary mode. I took out the ASUS DirectCU2 R9290 and threw in an old GTX 275, used some Y-splitter to do all the fan things there so that I can get the RAM fan on, and now it's pretty much back to the configuration that it was in before. We're going to see if it'll boot up 1, faster, 2, at full speed, 3, slower, and if it's 3, I'm going to reset the BIOS to absolute default, not even mess with the memory to bring up to full speed. Just see if there's something we can do. Yeah. 290 actually looks a little bit dirty. I'm gonna have to dust that out before it goes back in. It's gonna be under the NVIDIA drivers that are not installed. So taking out the wireless thing so that it won't download them, because it's gonna be shipped no matter what with the AMD card. This is so, what did I call it before? I forget what I called it. Whatever. Super temporary, whatever, I think that's it. So super temporary that I don't even have the GPU screwed into place. It's just kind of hanging there. I'm surprised it's even showing a video. Bright screen. The blacks are not black on this. Now they are. I wonder what that was. Also, it showed no video, even though I had the mouse up. Again, don't know why. And looks like once again, it's slow. Seems to be even slower, even with the memory fan. I was thinking that was one of the reasons, but evidently, no, it's not. The aspect ratio is going to be all out of whack because it's got the AMD drivers and not the NVIDIA. If it boots up slow, that's fine. I can reinstall Windows. However, if it's actually running slow at 800 megahertz or something slow like that, then I'm going to go into the BIOS, force a reset, and load defaults. And if that still doesn't work, this is a dual BIOS board. It's got a F6 and F5. F6 is a more recent model, but F5 has support for the 4790K. It just doesn't have as good overclocking things. Get out of here. We only need CPU-Z. Three, 5, 2, 1. Seems to be about right there. Profile loading. Yeah, whatever. Stop trying to install. No, stop installing. Detection complete. 700 megahertz. Okay, force reinstall it is. And probably good. It'll probably go into BIOS, but I'm going to keep smashing anyways. I got each one of these days where the mouse in the BIOS doesn't want to work. Whatever, it'll be just like the old-fashioned BIOS. And now, because it's not a HD enough card, I'm gonna wait 15 seconds. Everything is at auto. I had all these disabled before, seeing if that would do anything to it, but evidently no, it didn't do anything. Auto, it's recognizing the 2666, that's fine. Auto there. DRAM, that should be 1.65, whatever. Leaving it auto. Save to profile. Something I'm never going to use again. This one. 5 GHz 1 core extreme. Default. Does it normally make that sound when it shuts off and reboots and stuff? I wonder. I guess the noise sampling foam and noise of the fans in the other case just cover it all up. We're now going to see if it boots up any quicker. And if it does, then I'll leave it at that. If it doesn't, then I don't know what I'll do then. I'll need to get another ATX motherboard because I heard there was someone else having a similar issue, and the only way they got it to work was to replace the motherboard, and they had an Asus Extreme 4, Rampage Extreme 4, and it must have sucked to get a replacement for that because that's a $400 board. That was back when it was new, so it was even more expensive. I honestly didn't notice any difference there. Doesn't look like it installed the drivers yet, so I'm good to go still. I don't want it to install the drivers because then it would just be a pain to get each and every part of the NVIDIA control panel taken back off. Nope, not installed yet. At least at this point I don't need to worry about the display settings acting up. CPU fan barely spins. Hello? Where'd everything go? There it is. Oh, did it install? Please don't tell me it installed. I'll check in CPU-Z, it'll tell me what the GPU is. Whether I'm running off nothing, Intel, or NVIDIA. It won't say I'm running on AMD because it's not in there. Or if it does say it, then I don't know what's going on. Then the whole thing's screwed up. In case all of this fails, I have my original SSD. I can try booting it up on that. If it works on that, then logic. I don't know. Core still showing very low percent. All I need to know is what speed the CPU is running at. And see what GPU driver it's on. And still 700 megahertz. It should be at 4 gigahertz at least. Graphics, okay, Intel. Or GTX 275. Dang it. Why you do? It's showing the 4 gigahertz there. It's showing the voltage there. That's voltage stuff. I'm going to do a very quick Intel burn test to see if it goes up to speed after idle stuff. That's the turbo meter. Here's core temp. Because we're only using 4.5 watts. Start test. Now at 100% load, it is using, okay, get out. It is using 9 watts. Before it said 209 watts. Base speed remains the same. CPU is at 100% load. The bus speed went up 0.2 megahertz, now 0.3 megahertz, but that's changing absolutely nothing. It's only at 800 megahertz. Only 800 megahertz, no matter what is happening. CPU is at 100% load. You can see in Task Manager. You can see in Core Temp. Load 100%. Only using 0.75 watts. Or volts. Max TDP, 88 watts. Using nowhere near that. Only using about 10 at most. And out of focus then, come on. Only using about 10 at most. Why is this doing this? It worked fine before, then I put it into this case and it stops working. The only difference is the case. I'm running a similar power supply and not similar, the exact same motherboard, the exact same memory, the exact same GPU, the exact same RAM cooler, and the only real difference is the radiator. It's a different size. In default settings, doing absolutely nothing. Once again, that's annoying. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a short and that's the entire problem. But then it boots up, so it's not the problem. So I don't know. Tell me what the problem is. Come on. I don't know why it's saying welcome, but whatever. Come on. I already said don't show larger than HD or like 1080p. So why is it doing this now? Oh, I hit reset to default. That's probably why. Four gigahertz, profile 1, CPU settings, miscellaneous, PC health status, case open, yeah it actually is open, and there, you can see there, core ratio, 8. My god. Is that, no, it's not the issue. $90, leave that. 4, enabled, disable, disable, disable. 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 Alright, instead of doing auto, let's force it to do stuff. Turbo boost enabled. It's forced to do 44. Maybe it was stuck at 8 before. I still have no idea what these are. Maybe I should Google them. Memory. And now it's saying it's 1333. It's not. There we go. Normal. Enhanced performance. Voltage. Core calibration. V-core 1.25 volts. That's the registered maximum that it does going into turbo mode. .8. Let's leave that at whatever it is. Auto 1000. 1.5. Just making everything equal what it already is. Why? Because maybe it's screwing itself over somehow or another. On. Keep that on. Keep that on. I don't know why it has an on-off thing, but let's see if it changes anything. Frequency. Once again, do that. I don't know why it's doing this. Alright, everything that can be done is done. Hit apply, everything equals what it is, there's no overclock, everything is equal to what it is. Just to prove it, that's back to 88. Hyper-threading on, turbo on core ratio, make that 40, turn it on, apply. Save and exit. Default forced. Exit. Save and reset. We'll boot up now. That's the other question. I tried something like this before, and it would get stuck in a never-ending beeping loop and rebooting, and I had to hit the BIOS reset button. However, now it seems like it's going to do okay. Will it beep? Yay. It beeped. Alright, the only real thing it's doing is forcing the CPU to run at 1.5 volts. Any speed difference? Can't tell yet. If it gets to the Windows welcome screen within the next 30 seconds, then it will be good to go. Maybe. I have maybe 5 more minutes of recording, so if this doesn't work, then I leave it to you. Tell me what's going on. Both CPU power connectors are plugged in. You can see their CPU 2 is plugged in. And it's at the welcome screen within the next 30 seconds. Exactly, actually. Speed difference? No, none. I can already tell this didn't work very well, or at all. If it did work, then it's not showing it. Also, before, one of the RAM sticks was loose somehow, but I threw it back in there, and it's fine. It just wasn't clicked in all the way. This board has gone through three different power supplies. First was a 1300 watt one. No, I lie. First was the Thermaltake 750 watt, and that worked fine, but it didn't do overclocking very well. So I got the 1300 watt EVGA Supernova. CPC. And then it overclocked fine, and I was happy. Then I moved it into this case and put the 750 watt Thermaltake power supply back in. And it worked for 10 minutes or maybe a day or so. And then I turn it on the next morning, and it's running slow. And then I'm thinking it's because the Thermaltake only has one CPU connector. So I get another EVGA Supernova, a 750 watt. And then, yeah, still 800 megahertz. Once again, Intel burn test. Let's go. Yep, showing high percentage. Waiting for Intel burn test to pop up. Hey, now we're using a little bit more watts. I guess that's because I have every power saving thing shut off by force. Standard, maximum, start. Come on, you suck. Very high. Start. Alright, Intel burn test is a go. Now using 20 watts. Well, that's still a far cry from the 200 watts I was using before. 1.25 volts, 800 megahertz. 22 nanometers, it's showing everything correctly. Except why is there a bubble there? Okay, whatever. CPU 100. Turbo is not going on at all. Please tell me what's going on. Someone please help. Do I need to get a new CPU, new motherboard, something? Give me anything. At this point, I'll take anything. Thanks, Gameboy out. See ya next time. Okay, so what I've done this time, same thing, pretty much. I had to, this SATA cable was in this peripheral cable. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was still powering up somehow. But I moved it down there so it was in the right place. Then I got an extra video power cable and put it into the motherboard because it does have an extra power connection there, and it's only meant for 4-way crossfire. However, having it in may have done something. Maybe. Except not at all, because it's still showing 800 megahertz at 100% load. 800 megahertz, and turbo speed is non-existent. My final solution is to throw in an old Pentium. Well, not really old, it's a new Pentium. It'll work with this board, but, you know, Pentium. No one wants it. I only got it to test stuff with. If the Pentium can overclock or run at its base speed even, I'll be happy. Because then I know somehow the 5 gigahertz overclock hurt it. Even though it was liquid cooled with a 360mm radiator and fans never at very low speed under load. The fans were always at high speed under load, so it was never getting to its maximum temperature. Ever since I moved it into this case, it's been a big disappointment. Everything was fine with this one because stickers. I found the reason. Stickers, no stickers. If I add a sticker there, maybe it'll fix everything. Maybe. But until then, please tell me anything to fix this now. Thanks, Gameboy out. See you next time.